It's 2023 and you know you need to start selling with video. You just don't know where to start. Video expert Katherine Caldwell is going to show you just how lucrative it is. 20% average reply rate tested in 15 plus industries on hundreds of SDRs with over 7 million in pipeline generated to date. You can start today. Don't get left behind. Sponsored by Vidyard.
I wish I could say I came up with this title, but I actually owe it to the cloud task team. I was thinking of something like passionate and purposeful prospecting with video. But I think this actually sums it up a little bit better, because we have a lot of people out there sending videos that aren't really that great, and then they're out here claiming that video prospecting doesn't work, and that's just not the truth. All right, so I already know what everything here. I'm a founder, I own an agency, I don't do prospecting, I have a team for this, I don't have time, and most of all, I have a face for radio. I hear that one every day. People don't want to be on video, they're just not very comfortable with it. So I'm going to teach you a couple things. What I want you to walk away with today is, number one, just how easy it can be to send a video to a prospect, just right in the LinkedIn DM, super easy, you can do it in 30 seconds. And if that's too much for you, you'll at least have the resources to give to your team to do this, so they'll have everything they need to get started with video prospecting at the end of this 20 minutes. By the way, JB, not to call you out, but that is a cybersecurity client that booked Spotify. So it does work in cybersecurity. I've tested this in quite a few industries now.
What touch was it though? Was it the first one?
No, she was prospecting this dude for 6 months, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
So clarification on that is the first video to a CISO.
Oh, yeah.
Likelihood of 0.
For sure, that's not going to work. That's why you need a strategy, though. Every industry's been so different that I've worked in. So, but yeah, Jack Hedge is also in cybersecurity in Australia. We've got some ed tech people up here, and we've got the Gong.io reps. So, quite a few different test subjects here. I also wanted to touch on something Steve was talking about earlier. Just that, video isn't the end-all be-all, cold calling isn't the end-all be-all. There's no number one way to prospect. It's similar to what JB just said, like we have to have a strategy and just different ways to go about it and test them all. Like I'm an A/B test queen, so I've been testing this out for 3 years now, and video works really well for me. Cold call follow-ups work really well. There's just so many different angles you can take. And I would consider that if you made 5 cold calls in one day or 10 cold calls in one day and you didn't book any meetings, would you say cold calling doesn't work? Okay, so why are people sending 10 videos, not booking a meeting, and saying it doesn't work?
Victim culture. Because it's hard.
Victim culture, I like that. All right. If you don't believe me still, I asked my partners over at Vidyard for a couple stats. So their customer corporate traveler saw a 75% email response rate. That was when they were re-engaging with prospects who had ghosted them. Pretty sure we're all familiar with being ghosted by prospects right now. So take that into account, send a video to those people, and you have a 75% chance of getting a response there. The stats speak for themselves. HubSpot's booking 4x meetings with video, 120% SDR's sales quota at SalesLoft, and yeah, the results are undeniable. So if you want something like this, I'm going to give you the tools for free today. Before I get into it, the question on everybody's mind is, how did this all happen for me? And it's a very interesting and kind of funny story. Actually, I kind of founded my company by client request, and I'll explain what I mean by that. I think everyone remembers what was going on 3 years ago. It was called COVID. And my prospecting changed for the worse during that time. My reply rates went down, nobody was answering the phone, and basically my CEO at the time said, figure something out, or I'm not sure what to tell you. And so I had to scramble, I was asking him for ideas, and he mentioned video prospecting. He said, you could just be sending videos to these VPs of sales that we want to work with and just see what happens. So I took that into account. I'm good at following directions, so I was on LinkedIn all day, every day, recording myself. I downloaded the free version of Vidyard. It didn't cost me any money to start this. And what ended up happening, since I was prospecting VPs of sales, they started responding and said, really cool video, don't really care what you're selling, but can you teach our team how to do this? So this, as you can see the timestamp, is over 2 years ago. This is my first client in the fleet management industry, and I coached their reps on video prospecting for the first time. And that is how the business started. It was actually a client saying, you were in the flow, you should be doing this for companies. So formed an LLC. After a couple months and recurring clients, I went ahead and quit my full-time job. And as we all know, it's not super easy, but I was one of those kids when you're 10 years old and people ask you what you want to be when you're older. I said a CEO. So, all right, so as we jump into it, I want to talk about what not to say on video. People are really, really good at this one. They basically say all the wrong things, and I'll point out the red flags that kind of happen in this video, but all of us as agency owners, business owners, you've probably actually seen a video just like this in your inbox and you deleted it. So let's take a look and get it out of the way and forget that any of this language even exists.
Hi, Michael. Hope you're having a good day. My name is Katherine Caldwell. I'm the founder over here at Catch Solutions. And I know you're a founder too, and you're busy, so I will try to keep this short and to the point. I'm a video prospecting coach, so I help teams generate more revenue with video. And looking at your profile, I was just thinking that your reps could probably use a lot of help adopting in that area. So let me know if you're free tomorrow or the next day, and we can find some time to talk, and I'll just give you a quick demo. So let me know. Thank you so much for watching my video.
To finish, what did I do from the beginning? Talk about myself the whole entire time. And Michael's actually in our virtual audience, and I love myself and Michael loves himself, but he doesn't love me yet. So I can't just talk about myself this whole entire time. It's 36 seconds of just me. The second thing you probably noticed, my eyes were darting around on the screen. I was reading off of a script and not actually making eye contact with the camera, which is just kind of an issue in the virtual selling world in general. The third thing, I didn't really point out a problem that Michael's facing. I kind of just pointed out what I wanted to help him with. And my call to action was really squirmy. I asked for 15 minutes up front. I asked if he was even free tomorrow, which I'm not even free tomorrow. So those are the red flags I wanted to point out, just the begging for time, the eyes darting around, and then just being very focused on myself. Now I'm going to show you an example for Michael, and hopefully he is still with us, of what I would actually say to a prospect like Michael, and we'll see, maybe we can book a meeting.
Hey, Michael, no idea how often you get videos like this, but I'm reaching out because I saw your post the other day about how short form content is actually the future of driving business revenue, especially in 2023. You posted the stats yourself, so I already know you're a believer, but I'm curious to hear if you are considering investing in video prospecting skills for your agency, or even investing in some kind of training to make sure that you actually do it the right way and get the results that you're looking for quicker. The reason I'm asking, you probably already know, but the reps at gong.io were trying video prospecting for years before they brought me in, and now they book 30% of their SQLs per month strictly from video. The results are undeniable if you go about it the right way from the get-go. So let me know if this sounds interesting to you at all, and we can start a low-pressure conversation. Thanks.
Okay. Can we go back to the slides?
Hey, Michael.
All right, I'm going to walk you through the 5-step framework that I've been using for the past 3 years to book meetings every single month with video. And then we are going to watch that video again so you can follow along with the framework and see exactly how I worked it. So number 1 is going to be our introduction. You can see a direct contrast between the first and second video that I created. The first one was, hi, I'm Katherine, I own Catch Consulting, I do this, I do that. The second one, I said distinctly, hey Michael, no idea how often you get videos like this. I've been saying that for 3 years. And the reason is, 99% of the time when someone responds to me, they say, hey, Catherine, I never get videos like this. That communicates two things. Number one, nobody's getting videos like that. Nobody's actually doing it. Everyone's talking about it, no one's actually doing it. If you think it's saturated, it's too late, you're just dead wrong. The second thing that's really interesting that's communicated there is that I already know that my prospects started typing during my introduction. All I said was, hey, no idea how often you get videos like this. They're typing, hey, Catherine, I never get videos like this. Like instant gratification, okay? Always, people always say, I never get videos like this. Second piece is gonna be the observation. You'll notice the difference in the observation from the first and second video as well. I think my observation in the shitty video was, I was on your LinkedIn profile, or like, you're a CEO, something like that. That's not an observation. That doesn't show me you know me, that's not research. So in the second piece, I had looked at his content, I pulled some things that were interesting to me that tie directly into my value proposition. Number 3, problem or kind of like proposal. I led into wondering if he's looking for those kind of results for his team. I had mentioned the concept of quicker wins and how people aren't really seeing that right now, and that addresses the revenue problem, right, and the SDR quota problem. So I hit on that, and then I went straight into a case study. I wanted to prove it out with my hottest client, which is gong.io, so that is definitely a reputable case study. And then number 5 is the call to action. I'll also say with the solution, I always keep it kind of like a tease. I don't really say, these are the 3 products I offer, or the trainings I offer. I'm just trying to generate some interest here and see if this is even relevant to the person. So number 5 is a call to action. As you also saw, the distinction between the first and second video. I'm never asking somebody for 15 minutes. As a sales developer, and I don't care what you say, we're all sales developers here, I just want to know if someone's interested. I just want to know if they've even thought about it in the past couple months. A lot of times I also say, is this something you're thinking about for 2023 or for 2024? It takes the pressure off of the time frame. When SDRs are asking for 15 minutes tomorrow, you start sweating. Like, that is a big ask. So I always try to just go with, is this something you're thinking about this year? Maybe Q4, we can get something set up. We might want to start talking about it by Q3 if that's the case. So that's the route I take. I'm not begging people for time. I just want to know if it even sounds interesting to them. Let's watch it again so you can follow along with the framework here.
Hey, Michael, no idea how often you get videos like this, but I'm reaching out because I saw your post the other day about how short form content is actually the future of driving business revenue, especially in 2023. You posted the stats yourself, so I already know you're a believer, but I'm curious to hear if you are considering investing in video prospecting skills for your agency, or even investing in some kind of training to make sure that you actually do it the right way and get the results that you're looking for quicker. The reason I'm asking, you probably already know, but the reps at gong.io were trying video prospecting for years before they brought me in, and now they book 30% of their SQLs per month strictly from video. The results are undeniable if you go about it the right way from the get-go. So let me know if this sounds interesting to you at all, and we can start a low-pressure conversation. Thanks.
I think it's also important to note that intro again.
Hey, Michael.
When we don't have a plan in action of what we're going to say, like even think of a demo or discovery call, we just start talking about ourselves over and over, and nobody cares about you. So nobody cares about me either. But so what I'm trying to say is I have that muscle memory now. When I actually created the shitty video, it was harder for me because I had to get out of my good practices. So I always, every single time, I know I'm going to say, hey, Steve, no idea how often you get videos like this. I coach all the reps on that as well. Or they can come up with their own hook. You just really want to be muscle memory, because if you don't know where you're going from the beginning, you're going to F up. Another fun one is like, hey, Steve, bet you didn't expect to see my face in your inbox this early. Monday morning, just kind of lead into it that way. So pick your hook and stick with it. If you went on Netflix to watch a show, and you saw a show about Steve Schmidt, are you watching that, or are you going to watch a random show? Okay, just say it. So yeah, this takes about 45 seconds to make. I have a template, I copy it, I change the words, change the colors, and put whoever's face in, and increase the reply rate quite a bit.
How can you automate that?
If this was all way too much for you and you're feeling overwhelmed and you still just can't see yourself doing this video prospecting thing, I'm going to give you a little tip as a founder. I do this all day, every day. We're all scrolling LinkedIn, right? So occasionally I see an interesting post or an interesting person, and I'm like, damn, they're in my ICP. I want to send them a video or an audio message, but I'm about to get into a Zoom call. I just screenshot that. And then later on in the day, when I put my dinner in the oven and I'm sitting there doing nothing, or I go for my walk to try to relax in the evening, I pull up those screenshots and I just start sending videos off to those people. So it doesn't even take any extra time. Because it's really easy to see something interesting or see someone interesting and want to prospect them and you forget about it. So just screenshot it, do it when you have the time. That's worked super well for me. Pro tip, and super, super small, is the audio message feature that JB talked about earlier. If you're really feeling like you have a face for radio, you can stick with the audio message or do a double touch, video followed by an audio message or an audio message followed by a video. See, love the video. Rarely get one that's personalized, okay? All right, to make this even more easy and free for you, I have partnered with Vidyard to give you your first 3 months of Vidyard Pro for free. You will scan the QR code, give this to your team as well. You can have unlimited signups. Go to the Pro option, and then you will select the monthly plan. Make sure you select monthly. You can use my code, and you get your first 3 months for free. If you took anything from this, it should be that it's very, very important to start getting comfortable on camera right now. 90% of the world's population consumes their content and prefers to consume it as video. So there's 10% of the world that are weird and they like to read things or something. But the rest of us, the other 90% of us, we are on TikTok and socials and Instagram and LinkedIn, and that's the way that we want to be talked to. So the sooner you can get comfortable with it, the better, because I promise you, we're not going backwards. Thank you.